Intro: the war has begun. You've seen her. That girl who walks into a room and acts like the world revolves around her. She tosses her hair, rolls her eyes, and acts like every man should bow to her feet. She's got attitude. She thrives on attention. And most guys, they fall right into her trap. But not you. You're not just a man. You're a warrior, a king, a main character in your own story. And today we're going to teach you how to destroy the ego of an attitude girl without begging, chasing, or even raising your voice. This is psychological warfare, my brother. This is how the real ones move. Chapter 1. Never look at her first. Break the validation cycle. Here's the first secret. Attention is fuel. In the moment you look at her first, you're feeding her ego. Attitude girls are addicted to validation. They're so used to men watching them, chasing them, liking their stories, commenting fire emojis, that they believe it's their birthright. So when you enter a room, even if she's the most attractive woman there, don't even look. Walk in like you're there for a mission, for your boys, for your purpose. Let her feel your absence before she ever feels your presence. Because when a girl who's used to attention doesn't get it, her ego begins to crack. You've already started winning. Chapter 2. Be the main character. She's not the star. You are. Listen closely. You're not an extra in her movie. She's an extra in yours. The attitude girl wants the spotlight. But here's the twist. You take it from her not by competing, but by simply owning every room you walk into. Walk with purpose. Laugh like you own the place. Talk with people like you're the king of the moment. Smile like you're holding secrets nobody else understands. Main character energy means you're not reactive. You're calm, centered, and unbothered. Let her notice how the room moves around you, not her. And when she tries to get your attention, give her a little smirk. Then keep walking. She won't know what hit her. Chapter 3. Smile more. Confidence is silent, but loud. Most guys get nervous around attitude girls. They freeze, overthink, get awkward. You just smile. Because a smile does something dangerous. It shows that you're unaffected. When she walks past, smile. When she tries to test you with sarcasm or ignore you, smile. When she tries to play games, smile even harder. It confuses her. It disarms her. Because that smile says, I'm not here to impress you. You don't matter that much. And in that moment, she starts to chase. Because now, her ego is hungry. And she's wondering why you're not feeding it like every other guy. Chapter 4. Befriend her close friends. Control the web. Here's a deadly move most guys miss. Don't chase the queen, control the board. Girls with attitude always roll with a pack. That circle of friends is her echo chamber. But if you become friends with them, game over. Because now you're inside the web. You're laughing with her besties. You're vibing. They start liking you. They talk about you when you're not around. And when she sees her girls giving you attention, it destroys her illusion of control. Now she's the outsider. Now she's the one wondering, why is everyone drawn to him? This isn't manipulation. This is strategy. It's how kings move. Chapter 5. Overconfidence. Weaponize it without apology. Attitude girls hate one thing more than rejection. A man who's more confident than them. But not just confident, overconfident. Who does he think he is? Why is he acting like I'm not a big deal? Why does it seem like he could have any girl? That's when you've struck gold. You need to amplify your self-belief to the point where it's contagious. Say things with boldness. Walk like you own the street. Laugh loudly. Be fearless in your compliments and critiques. Example, you're kind of cute, not gonna lie, but I think your best friend has a better vibe. Say it playfully and walk away. That line alone will live rent-free in her mind for days. Remember, when you act like you're the prize, her ego has to compete for you. And attitude girls, they're not used to that. They're used to being the sun. But you bring the heat. Chapter 6. Financial stability is psychological power. Let's be real. Money isn't everything, but in the world of dominance, it's a powerful psychological weapon. When you're financially stable, you're not just able to take her out. You're able to make her feel safe, curious, and most importantly, replaceable. And that's the key. Because the moment a girl senses you can afford to walk away, emotionally and financially, her ego starts to shrink. Girls with attitude often test men with things like, let's go to that expensive cafe. I want this. You can't afford it? Most guys fold. They get insecure. But you smile, swipe your card with no hesitation, and then go right back to focusing on your work or phone. That small action shows you're a provider when you choose to be. But her games, they don't impress you, because real men don't chase. Kings provide, but only to the queens who've earned their throne. Let her realize she's dealing with a man who doesn't need her. That's when she'll start wanting you even more. Chapter 7. Reject her. Then smile like it's nothing. Rejection is a tool, and when used correctly, it's the ultimate ego breaker. Attitude girls think they can control the room with a smirk. They're used to men jumping at every breadcrumb of attention they drop. So when you reject her, even subtly, you shatter the mirror she's been admiring herself in. But listen closely. This isn't about being rude. It's about being unavailable, calm, stoic, unbothered. Examples of soft rejection that break ego gently but powerfully. She invites you to hang out last minute. Sorry, I've already got plans. Rain check. She flirts just to test you. Smile and say, cute, but I don't fall for marketing. She gets physical to see how far you'll go. Lean back, laugh, walk away. Why does this work? Because rejection mixed with calm energy is confusing. She expects resistance, validation, or anger. Instead, she gets nothing but your smile. You don't chase, you don't argue, you just exist above the drama. And that makes her spiral. She'll start to question herself. Why didn't he want me? What does he see in other girls? What's wrong with me? And that, brother, is when the ego crumbles. She'll try to regain control. But it's too late. She's not breaking your heart. You're breaking her ego. One calm rejection at a time. Chapter 8. Prioritize purpose. Purpose over women, always. If you remember just one thing from this entire script, let it be this. Your purpose must always come first. Not her drama, not her beauty, not her opinions. Purpose first, always. You weren't born to orbit around a woman's attention. You were born to build, conquer, and lead. Attitude girls sense this energy. They can smell the difference between a man who's grounded in purpose and one who's lost in her validation. Here's how you embody purpose. Wake up early. Work on your business, your body, your goals. Say no to distractions, even if it's her calling at midnight to talk. Be a man who's too busy improving to care about gossip. If she asks, why don't you give me time like other guys? You answer, because I'm not like other guys. My time builds empires. She may act cold. She may try to test you. Let her. Because in the silence of your grind, her attraction will grow louder. She'll start respecting your ambition. She'll compete for your focus. She'll start thinking, what can I do to become part of his world? And that's the ultimate ego destroyer. Not insults, not games, but pure disciplined purpose. You become the sun she starts to orbit, not the other way around. And remember this, the man who walks away from temptation to build his empire will one day return with the power to choose who enters his kingdom. Let her wait outside your gates. Chapter 9. Make her chase you, the reversal of power. Here's the secret no one tells you. When you stop chasing women, they start chasing you. When you focus inward, they turn outward. When you move in silence, they get loud about wanting you. The moment you become the man who doesn't need her validation, you become the man she's desperate to impress. Why? Because female psychology is built to chase what is scarce, not what is always available. Attitude girls especially thrive on control. They love seeing men melt over their looks, their attention, their affection. So what happens when you don't melt? What happens when you pull away instead? The chase begins, the chase breakdown. When you pull back after giving her attention, she panics. When you ignore her subtle games, she overplays them. When you stay calm while she tries to trigger you, she gets addicted to trying harder. You become her new obsession. Not because you begged, not because you followed her around, but because you created mystery. You gave her a taste, then disappeared like a ghost with standards. Quick tactics to spark the chase. Leave her on read once in a while. Let her see you having fun without her. Don't post desperate thirst traps. Post wins, skills, and confidence. Give compliments once, then vanish. Don't like all her photos. Like none. The point isn't to be rude. The point is to make her feel like she's chasing something she can't buy with looks alone. When a man becomes the prize, the game flips. And her ego? Gone. Crushed. Left behind in the dust of her own confusion. She starts dressing better, texting first, over-explaining, and asking why you're so distant. Don't answer too much. Let her question burn. Chapter 10. Become the king. Not a simp, not a servant. A king. Here's the cold truth. Women don't dream of simps. They don't fantasize about yes men. They don't stay loyal to servants. They want a king, a man who commands his life, a man who leads, not follows, a man who sets the tone in every room he walks into, and most importantly, a man who doesn't give a *CK what she thinks of him, because he knows who he is. The king's mindset. He walks in purpose, not in pursuit of women. He has standards, boundaries, rules. He rewards loyalty and punishes disrespect with silence and distance. He builds, he grows, he protects, but he never begs. When you operate from this energy, attitude girls crumble. They try to provoke you. They try to confuse you. They try to make you emotional. But you're unshaken. You smile, you nod, and you return to your kingdom. And eventually, even the most arrogant girl starts to soften around you. She speaks slower. She seeks your attention. She respects your authority because she knows deep inside, this man isn't like the others. This man has a crown, and I want to be chosen, not chased. Final message. Every boy dreams of the girl, but every king builds the throne first. Let her ego melt under the weight of your discipline. Let your silence scream louder than any compliment ever could. Let her wonder what it would feel like to finally be claimed by a man who needs no one. That's when you've won. You didn't just destroy her ego, you rewired her soul.